Welcome back to Base Camp, WNC. Well, I guess by the time you see this, this will be part 3. I want to go over a couple things I know I missed or I misspoke. On these boards, going around the arch here, when you put the 2x4 on them, this board here, if you use a 2x4 in the arch, this board needs to be ripped narrower, not wider. It needs to be 3 inches, not 3.5. Otherwise, with the arch of it, the angle of it, you'll never get it off. And when we get done, we nail everything here on the back side of one of them blocks. And we'll put 2 3-inch screws here, 2 3-inch screws there, and 2 and 2. So besides being nailed, 6 screws in between the blocks, it also gets, right here I have 2 and 2. This one right here, just all of it will have 3 screws, 3 3-inch screws on this side, 3 on the other. So they're all nailed with 16 penny nails. They're all screwed up with 3-inch screws, and 6 screws in between the blocks make all the glue squirt out. Like I said, it's been a while. The glue's right there, glue's there, and glue's there, and it squirts out all the way up and down that whole thing. I'm going to disassemble this bench right here, and I'm going to show you how to store it. And then we're going to go over to my little mock-up, and I'm going to show you that. And hopefully I'm not going to put so much on this camera this time that I can't get it off without having a major problem. Stay tuned. This way here is the way I store them. I put them on 2 sawhorses. I make sure there's a wooden block right where it intersects both sawhorses, because you won't be able to lay them flat on the ground because they're 2 different heights on the 2 different sides. So this is the best way to do it. And if they all hang the same, if they all warp, hopefully they all warp the same. But just make sure both sawhorses are parallel and level to each other. And then if they're outside, you're going to need to cover them up and keep them dry. Well, here we are at this little wall mock-up I have. And what I want to show you is it's between the 2 joists. And at 22.5-inch on centers, it's going to be hard to get that board in there. But this is thermoply. This is a tinfoil stuff glued on the outside of some heavy pasteboard. They have all kind of thermal bubble wrap and bubble board and stuff you put behind siding. It would work, but basically it gets screwed to this strip, and this seals the inside. For the bottom right here, we come down, we bend about 3 inches out, and then we cut boards 22.5 inches, and then screw them down the floor. And what we're trying to do out here on the outside, this will be the outside of the building. We now have thermoply right here, right down. You got 2 layers of screen wire. You have house screen behind this. This is 1/8-inch galvanized hardware cloth, and it's like 1/8-inch holes in it. And what that's made for is the mice and critters can't chew in, because this is the outside of your arch. Then you'll have the roof sheathing, and I'll put a picture in for it. We have Tyvek on top of that to keep it dry until you put your roof on. And this is just a piece of metal laid horizontal. Roof sheathing, everything will come over to here. So basically, what you end up with is the air comes up here and goes up the entire arch, all the way up, and goes out the very top peak. We have that metal there. If you use metal siding, just let the last bubble right here hang off. That'll act as a drip edge. If you're going to use composite shingles or cedar or flat lay vinyl roof, you'll need to put a piece of metal drip edge along the bottom before you put the roofing on to give it a definite way to go, so it don't come back up and rot the wood out. But basically this is how it's all installed. Let's just say this is your floor joist for your building, and then your plywood on top. This right here is where we left the 1 foot off on the bottom of those arches. And the best way I've found is to take 3/4 screws and screw it into the arch. That goes right into this bottom arch, and this goes here. It creates your 1.5 inch gap, just like the OSB, but it's a lot stronger to hook to than just leaving the tails of the OSB hang down. Gives you something better, a lot to nail and screw into. But that's pretty much it. I'm going to include some pictures of the other build in here to explain some things. We do use Tyvek house wrap underneath of the metal. Tyvek is waterproof, as opposed to the big box brand store rolls that are about $40 a roll cheaper. But in my picture, I put it on, and then about 2.5 to 3 weeks before I got back to put the roof on. And when I had the store brand stuff on there, all the wood was soaking wet and had to wait for it to take it off and wait for it to dry out, then put Tyvek on. Since then, all we ever used is Tyvek, and we don't have that problem. Tyvek is waterproof. So, any questions or anything, let me know. Monty, if you got any problems, I'm going to try to email you through YouTube, try to get up with you. I hope this answers a lot of people's questions, and if it doesn't, I want to know what else you need. And I'm headed up the mountains this week, and maybe I can shoot some kind of film. I'll be up at my build, and I can shoot a bunch of pictures and send it to you. But if you're not interested in building one yourself and you want one built, it's what we do. We build them from 10 foot wide up to, like I said, 20 foot, 28 foot's the widest we've ever done. Let me know, give me a shout. I'll give you prices on it, and we can go from there. Thank you for watching. Tell your friends about it, share it. I appreciate it. Thank you.